Hey everyone, I'm Virginia Horn with Cresco International, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about travel. Did you know that in 2018 the international tourism expenditure for China was $277 billion? The US came in second place with $144 billion, and Germany followed up in third place with $94 billion in international tourism expenditure. These same countries take the lead again in top countries in travel spend. In 2015, China had $137 billion in travel spend, and they are projected to increase to $255.4 billion in 2025. That's an 86% increase. The US had $101 billion in travel spend in 2015 and is expected to reach $134.1 billion in 2025, which is a 33% increase. And Germany had $74.4 billion in travel spend in 2015, and they are expected to reach $97.6 billion in 2025, which is a 31% increase. Digital travel sales worldwide in 2014 were measured at $470.97 billion, and it's expected to hit $817.54 billion by the end of 2020. What's the common trend here? The travel industry is on the rise. Now I know what you're thinking. COVID-19 greatly impacted the travel industry, but don't worry, I will be talking about that later. In 2018, travel and tourism grew 3.9%, which was above global GDP at 3.2%. That's crazy. Travel and tourism also generated 10.4% of all global economic activity, and it's the second fastest growing sector in the world, ahead of healthcare at a growing rate of 3.1%, IT at a growing rate of 1.7%, and financial services at a growing rate of 1.7% as well. Also, in 2018, there were 1.32 billion total tourist arrivals, which was a rise from 7% from 2017. In 2019, there were 1.4 billion international tourist arrivals, which was a rise of 5% from 2018. Now, where do these tourists spend their money? The top city for vendor spending in 2018 was Dubai, bringing in $30.8 billion in US dollars. Mecca followed in second, bringing in $20.9 billion, and Bangkok didn't fall far behind at $20.3 billion. Let's switch gears here and talk about who travels the most. Did you know that Finnish people make on average 1.7 outbound trips per person per year? They also make an average of 5.8 domestic trips per person per year, which equals to 7.5 total trips per person per year. Now 7.5 might sound like a small number, but when you take the population of Finland, which is about 5.5 million, and multiply that by 7.5, that equals 41.25 million trips made by the people of Finland alone during 1 year. The US comes in second, making a total of 0.2 outbound trips per person per year and 5.8 domestic trips per year, with a grand total of 6.7 total trips per person per year. One thing that's interesting to note is that out of the top 10 most traveled countries, Hong Kong is the only one that makes more outbound trips than domestic trips. They make 4.3 outbound trips per person per year and only 0.03 domestic trips per person per year. All of this talk about travel makes me want to hop on a plane right now. But there's something big that I have to think of before I get on the plane. Travel expenses. Average US vacation expenses per trip for a domestic trip, which is about 4 nights, is around $144 per day. For a 12-night international trip, it's an average of $271 per day. In total, that's a percentage increase of 88.19 between those two. Now let's talk about average annual transportation costs. This includes business trips, visiting friends and family, and vacation expenses as well. Airline fares ranked number 1, being the most expensive at an average of $3,304 a year, while tolls for out-of-town trips ranked the least expensive, being an average of $71 a year. All in all, travel is very important because we use it all of the time. One thing that greatly hurt the travel industry this year was COVID-19. According to the World Travel and Tourism Council, if the pandemic continues, they project a global loss of 75 million jobs and $2.1 trillion in revenue. As of April 2nd, British Airways is expected to suspend 36,000 staffers. Finally, the impact on travel is 6 or 7 times greater than the 9/11 attacks. Hopefully, though, we can get a good vaccine in the near future so we can all get out and start traveling again. Where are you guys traveling after all this craziness ends? Let us know, and thank you for tuning in.